just got over getting this distal radius fracture taken care of. We need to start this thing moving. The first couple exercises I want you to work on are rotation and flexion extension. Well, what does that mean? I'm going to show you. Just like we reviewed in the office, I want to work on rotation. So rotation is in reference to our forearm region here, not our shoulder. So the big key with this exercise is that we lock our elbow right up against our ribs. I want to be able to see the palm of your hand, and then rotate over and see the back of your hand. I don't want to see this, and you're going to want to try to do this. Notice where my arm is moving here. That's motion coming from your shoulder. That does not isolate the area where the surgery happened and where things get stiff. So when you do this exercise, it is going to hurt. It's going to be sore and it's going to be achy. I do want you to push through that pain and discomfort, as this is one of the keys to your success, is getting this motion back. So as you do this exercise, you can even take your other hand and help and support a little bit in rotating over as well as over. Okay? You can do this. The next exercise that I want you to work on is flexion extension. All right, those are fancy words for meaning bending your wrist back and forth. Okay? When you try to do this, it's going to hurt, and you're going to feel like you can't get past here or here. So we're going to use our other hand to help. We're going to do two little exercises. The first one I call the prayer. We're going to put our hands together, fingers pointed straight up towards the sky, and what we do is we keep our palms together, we pull down with our hands and bring our elbows up. As we do that, we're creating this extension of our wrist, stretching along here. You should feel some discomfort in here. You'll feel some stretching and pulling along where that fracture was, and that's normal. If you had surgery associated with this fracture, you may even feel a little tension right where that surgical site was. Again, that is normal. It is okay to push through that. If we bend our wrist up this way, we also need to bend our wrist this way. The best way to do that is to lock your elbow again against your ribs, try to bend your wrist down as much as it can, and then we pull from the top. Do not pull through the fingers here, because you're going to bend through this joint here and feel like we're making great progress, which you are for finger motion, but we've got to get wrist motion going. So we grab on the back of the hand and pull down, trying to again create a flexion across the wrist here. You may feel a lot of pulling and stretching back here. That's normal. As you feel aches and pains with your exercises, that's normal. One of the most common other questions I get is, well, how many times should I do this a day? Should I do 3 sets of 20 or 2 sets of 10? How often should I do this? My answer to that is you should do it all the time. Anytime you think about eating, drinking, breathing, going to the bathroom, watching TV, calling your friends, changing the channel, grabbing a snack, do your exercises. I'm actually not a huge fan of this idea of doing 3 sets of 10 twice a day for 20 minutes, because we're human beings. We will find any excuse in the world not to do those exercises at that moment. I'm guilty of it too. So instead, I want you to do hundreds of exercises for just fractions of seconds throughout the day. So if you're in front of the microwave waiting for something to warm up, you do a stretch for those last 3 or 4 seconds, and then you grab your food and go do what you're going to do. Your friend calls you and say, hey, I'm going to put you on speakerphone while I do my exercises for 5 seconds, and then go grab the phone again. All those little things can add up throughout the day, and I found that patients are really successful with making this part of a routine of doing several small exercises throughout the day versus just blocking out time, because that time will get taken away somehow throughout the day. All right, you can do this. It's going to hurt. It's going to be sore, but this is the key to your success. Get going.